Top 10 Richest Countries in Africa. Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Minute Discovery channel. Africa, the dark continent, famous for its dark images of poverty and disease. But behind that appearance is a picture of infinite potential and wealth, waiting to be discovered. Africa is not only one of the largest continents in the world, but also a natural treasure trove of abundant resources. With up to 30% of the world's minerals, from gold and diamonds to uranium and coal, Africa shines in the international mining industry. However, behind the impressive numbers lies the difficult life of African people. Most live in poor villages, where they face harrowing challenges every day. Still, it cannot be denied that there are wealthy countries and regions on the continent where economic development and political stability have opened the door to a more heroic future. Africa's efforts in recent years have brought positive signs, as national economies grew and overcame major difficulties. The IMF has recognized a number of African countries as well off, which is quite surprising given the traditional image of the place. Let's explore together the top 10 richest countries in Africa, based on GDP index, to better understand the development and new opportunities in this land. Click like and subscribe to not miss the next interesting content and give your opinion in the comments section. Sincerely thank you for your support. (10) Ghana, GDP, 75.9 Thai USD. Ghana, a famous country in West Africa, is not only one of the world's leading gold producers but also has other valuable resources such as cocoa, wood, diamonds, bauxite and manganese. With a nominal GDP of up to $75.9 billion and ranked 17th in the world, Ghana boasts strong economic development and wealth from foreign exchange earnings. Ghana's oil fields, discovered in 2007, are one of the largest sources of revenue for this country's economy. The amount of oil exploited has continuously increased, providing an unpredictable source of revenue for Ghana from 2010 to the present. Bordering Ivory Coast, Boki, Napaizu and Togo, Ghana stands out not only for its rich resources but also for its solid economic development and strong growth potential. This country promises to be an attractive destination for those interested in the development and potential of the African continent. 9. Tanzania, GDP $76.58 billion. Tanzania, one of the richest countries in Africa, stands out with an economy mainly based on agriculture. With 50% of GDP and 90% of the workforce in agriculture, this is the main source of income and accounts for 85% of the country's exports. A diverse and favorable climate, coupled with strong development in tourism and mining, has made Tanzania stand out over the past decade. With a vision plan until 2025, Tanzania is determined to improve the legal system and enhance leadership effectiveness to build a strong competitive economy. This will help reduce dependence on international aid and increase exports, putting the country in a more important position on the global economic map. Tanzania also has large development projects such as building a bridge from Tanzania to Zanzibar, expanding ports and electricity networks to connect the Matskara region and Ethiopia. With a nominal GDP of $111.18 billion and ranked 67th in the world, Tanzania is a bright spot of the African economy, promising to continue to grow strongly and attract the attention of investors and tourists. International visitors. 8. GDP $111.18 billion. Ethiopia, known as the cradle of humanity, is one of the countries with the most impressive economic growth rates in Africa. Ethiopia's economy is complex and transitional, with a concentration of large public sector jobs. The government is privatizing many state-owned enterprises, moving towards a market economy. Although there have been significant achievements in improving the quality of education, with more than 50% of the population under the age of 18, Ethiopia is facing a major challenge of providing enough jobs for hundreds of thousands of young people. Admission and exit each year. Education sectors need to create employment opportunities to accommodate population growth and sustain economic growth. Strategic sectors such as telecommunications, finance, insurance, air transport, land and retail are currently under state control, reflecting a clear division in economic management and development. Ethiopia, with its ambition to build a strong and sustainable economy, is the continent's bright spot and attracts the attention of global investors and economic researchers. The potential development of Ethiopia, a country with a unique history and culture, in a rapidly changing economic context. 7. Kenya, GDP, $114.85 billion United States dollars. Kenya, one of the richest countries in Africa, stands out with its agricultural economy playing a key role. With 85% of the population living on agriculture, Kenya has demonstrated strong prosperity since 2002 under the leadership of President Kibaki, especially in anti-corruption campaigns with strong support from the IMF. The country's economic and governance reform program has been vigorously implemented, helping Kenya eliminate poverty and develop its industry significantly. Key industries such as the food industry, oil processing, electricity and construction materials have brought many significant achievements to the country. Kenya is not only a major trading partner with many major countries such as the US, Japan, India, the United Arab Emirates, South Africa, China and the Netherlands, but also a developed tourist destination with 18 national parks and strict nature conservation policies. Successfully combating the ivory trade has generated about 25% of national income. Enjoying trade incentives from the EU and the EPA agreement, Kenya has taken full advantage of opportunities to promote economic growth and sustainable development, bringing many benefits to the entire African region. 6. Angola, GDP, $124.79 billion United States dollars. Angola, the Republic of Angola, a country located in southern Africa along the Atlantic coast, has overcome many difficulties to achieve strong development. Angola is known as one of the richest countries in Africa, with rich natural resources such as oil, diamonds and iron. Although only about 40% of these areas have been exploited, they have contributed up to 40% of the country's total GDP. Morocco, a country located in North Africa, with a nominal GDP of $142.87 billion United States dollars and ranked 60th in the world, with a diverse and developed economy. With a population of nearly 38 million people, Morocco is an economic bright spot in the region. For tourists, Angola is a great destination with the wild beauty of the Atlantic coast and the majesty of the national park in the east. Thousands of tourists come to Angola every year to explore the country's stunning landscapes and experience its unique culture. Despite significant achievements in economic and tourism development, Angola is still very strange to Vietnamese people. However, with its potential and advantages in resources, Angola promises to continue to attract attention and investment from other countries around the world. 5. Morocco, GDP $142.87 billion United States dollars. Morocco, also known as the Kingdom of Morocco, is one of Africa's economic bright spots with the 5th position in the list of the richest countries in the region. The country is located in northwest Africa, bordering Algeria to the east and linked to Spain via the Strait of Gibraltar, only about 13 kilometers apart. Morocco's economy is diverse, with agriculture playing an important role, employing 50% of the workforce and contributing less than 20% to gross domestic product. In addition, Morocco's tourism industry is also growing strongly, thanks to its natural beauty and long coastline running throughout the country. Each year, the tourism industry contributes a large part to the national GDP. Morocco is one of the world's leading countries in exporting fertilizers, especially phosphates, with production accounting for 3/4 of world reserves and exports of up to 10 million tons per year. This has created favorable conditions for the development of the domestic chemical industry. In addition to agriculture and tourism, Morocco also has many other industries and handicrafts such as steel processing, car manufacturing and electronics manufacturing, contributing to creating a leading industrial development in the region. Morocco's economy has achieved significant achievements in recent years, with macroeconomic stability maintained, low inflation rates and outstanding foreign exchange reserves. The Moroccan government is also implementing economic reforms to attract more investment and progress. 4. Algeria, GDP $187.15 billion United States dollars. Algeria, with a population of 45.7 million and ranked 57th in the world, is an important economic bright spot in North Africa. The country, officially known as the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, is the largest country on the African continent. Algeria's economy is mainly based on the oil export industry, contributing up to 70% of total GDP and accounting for 97% of the country's exports. Although there is potential for tourism development, this industry is currently not receiving investment attention and only contributes about 1% to GDP. Thanks to reform policies supported by the International Monetary Fund and debt restructuring under the Paris Economic Reform Support Program, Algeria has seen significant improvements in its financial and economic indicators. The country's government is making efforts to diversify the economy by attracting domestic and foreign investment, aiming to reduce unemployment and improve people's quality of life. Algeria, with its majestic natural beauty and great economic potential, is one of the bright spots in the North African region and is gradually asserting its position on the world economic playing field. 3. South Africa, GDP $411.48 billion United States dollars. South Africa, ranked 39th in the world with a population of 61.1 million people, is one of the important economic bright spots on the African continent. Officially known as the Republic of South Africa, this country is located at the southern tip of the continent, possessing a number of valuable resources such as coal, gold and diamonds. South Africa's modern infrastructure system supports the efficient distribution of goods, making an important contribution to economic growth and reducing unemployment. The tourism industry also plays an important role in South Africa's economic development, thanks to the diversity and appeal of famous destinations such as Johannesburg, the capital Pretoria, Pilanesberg National Park, and port cities. Port Elizabeth. South Africa is one of the world's leading ecologically diverse countries, with rich mineral resources and developed infrastructure. This has created favorable conditions for mining activities and brought huge profits. In particular, national and ethnic diversity along with ethnic struggles have always been hotspots in the history and politics of this country. South Africa's economy is gradually emerging as one of the leading providers of natural resources, financial services and other industries such as telecommunications, energy and transportation. South Africa's stock market is also ranked 10th in the world, and modern infrastructure supports the efficient distribution of goods to each of the country's urban centers. With strong potential and infrastructure, South Africa's economy is growing strongly and is almost independent of any other country. This is the bright spot of Africa, bringing excitement and a desire to explore deeply from viewers. 2. Egypt, GDP $469.1 billion United States dollars. Ranked 33rd in the world with a population of 107.1 million people, Egypt is not only famous for its timeless pyramids but also one of the most developed economies in Africa. This country is located on the Nile River, in the northeast of the continent, and is a center of vibrant economic activity. The Egyptian government's economic reform policy has brought their economy to remarkable development. Strong investment in areas such as telecommunications and infrastructure has contributed significantly to the country's prosperity. In particular, Egypt's tourism industry also plays an important role, contributing about 10% to the national GDP each year, thanks to famous landscapes around the world. Egypt is currently one of the main suppliers of cotton fabric in the world, accounting for about 55% of total production. The government has made unremitting efforts to promote economic development in the new century, with the goal of achieving diversification and sustainability. Aid from countries such as the United States also plays an important role in providing financial support to Egypt, helping it implement effective economic reform policies. With these achievements, Egypt deserves to be one of the world's leading countries in economic reform, bringing endless excitement and inspiration to viewers. 1. Nigeria, GDP $504.2 billion United States dollars. Topping the ranking of the richest countries in Africa today is Nigeria, with a gross domestic product (GDP) of up to $5,203 billion United States dollars. Nigeria, also known as the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is located in West Africa and is the country with the highest population density in Africa, and also ranks 7th in the world in terms of population density. Nigeria borders Cameroon to the northeast, Niger to the west, Benin to the south and has a coastline towards the Atlantic Ocean. Nigeria's outstanding feature is that it has the largest oil reserves in Africa and is a key member of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Nigeria's economic sector is largely driven by oil exploitation, and the country also has many other important natural resources such as lead, limestone, iron ore, zinc, coal and natural gas. Looking at the top 10 richest countries in Africa, we can be proud of Vietnam's development with a GDP of $413.8 billion United States dollars, ranking third only after Egypt, $496 billion United States dollars, and South Africa, $411 billion United States dollars. $0.48 billion United States dollars. In the ASEAN region, there are 6 countries in the top 50 countries with the largest GDP in the world in 2022, including Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines and Vietnam. This shows the diversity and strong development potential of countries in the region. Hopefully, in the coming time, African countries will continue to dramatically change their economies, and the information in this video will help you better understand the African economy as well as the richest countries in this region. Thank you for watching and watching the next videos to discover more interesting topics about countries around the world as well as about Vietnam. Please like, share and accompany Gein Geography every day. See you again.